Scoreboard with Jim Kelly is brought to you by 9X. If it's out there, it's in here. Jenny Light, some serious suds. And by Bell Supermarkets, the people's choice. Now, from our Channel 7 studios, here's Jim Kelly with Bob Kaczynski and Kowski.
Great crowd here, Ed.
Absolutely.
Nice to see you again.
Good to see you, Jim.
Bob, as always, I see you every day over there. But no, first of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for being here especially.
Giants driving, but center Bart Oates, a horrendous snap on the third down. Jeff Hostetler had to fall on it. Clock winding down. The Giants one more chance. Phil Simms looking toward the heavens. The Bills holding hands, hoping for the best. 14 seconds left. 4th and 10 from the Bills' 26. Hostetler looks for Howard Cross, overthrows him. That's the ball game. And the Bills could celebrate a 17-13 victory. The Bills now within a game of clinching home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs, despite being outgained by the Giants' home game. Today, but they may have stopped being legitimate Super Bowl contenders. The initial diagnosis on injured quarterback Jim Kelly is a strained medial collateral ligament in his left knee, perhaps a slight tear. If that proves so, he would likely miss the final 2 weeks of the season and beyond.
In the league, showing his quickness and getting to it.
Now, see, one of the things, just to explain here, Pastor gets the ball at about the 40-yard line. Now, the Dolphins, they can't touch the ball until it goes at least 10 yards. But the receiving team can touch it anytime. Now, if Tasker did not catch the ball, by touching it, the Dolphins could have recovered the ball. But they could not recover the ball until it went at least 10 yards.
They continue to celebrate here in Buffalo. And the Bills will just run it out from the Miami 40-yard line. 59 seconds remaining. Harold Talley, part of the celebration on the sideline. Frank Wright just holding on to the football. So the understudy, Frank Reich. Nice moves by Andre Reed and Leonard Smith. The understudy, Frank Reich, steps in for Jim Kelly. He was the one question mark going into today. The combination of Reich and Thurman Thomas putting the Bills in command from the start. And they go on to defeat the Miami Dolphins. That'll do it. The clock running down, and they are now officially celebrating the AFC East Championship here in Buffalo. For the Bills, it is a club record 13th victory, 13-2. They were 12-2 back in '64. They won 12 and lost 4 in '88. Harv Levy and his Buffalo Bills defeat the Miami Dolphins by the score of 24-14. Frank Reich throwing for 2 touchdowns. And Thurman Thomas 154 yards on the ground. And look at this scene here at Rich Stadium.
Yeah, well, see, they brought the horses in so they keep the fans off the field. And it really has done the job. These fans, they're going to beat up the horses. You better get those horses out of there. They want the goalposts.
Please stay off the field.
You seen any horses lately? I love this. They were telling us we don't have to worry about crowd control. We've got the horses coming in. Well, I'll tell you what. Better get those horses out of there. Look at it. There's the horses. Got my horse.
Well, the only hope is that no one gets hurt. They are actually, they had no choice. They're letting them go, Paul.
Well, those goalposts are like, what, $8,000 a piece?
Paul, looking at it from the economic point of view. Final score, the Bills take the AFC East by beating Miami 24-14. We'll be back in just a moment. They continue to celebrate as the Bills defeat the Dolphins 24-14. The Bills win the AFC East, and they get a bye in the playoffs in the first round. And the Buffalo Bills are loving it. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire saying so long from Rich Stadium in Buffalo.
A promotional field in Western New York as the Bills gave their fans reason for some holiday cheering at Rich Stadium yesterday. Some of the highlights from the game: Frank Reich stepped right in and treated these fans to a wonderful performance in Jim Kelly's stead. Here's Reich right now, back to pass, second quarter, and he threads the needle. James Lofton comes up with the grab right there. Reich played with poise and confidence. He made the right decision time after time. The offensive lineman gave him credit for audibling to the run time after time at the right moment, and then he threw a third-quarter touchdown to Andre Reed, who came up with the touchdown grab. The fans loving every second of it. Thurman Thomas, little icing on the cake, dances into the end zone. 24-14 the final score, and of course afterward the goalpost would come down, and the coach was quite happy. No audibling for the Dolphins on offense. They couldn't hear.
I'm glad you got your voice.
In the day sports.
Sunday's win gives the Bills home field advantage through the playoffs for the first time in their NFL history. They earn the first-round bye and open the playoffs at home the weekend of January 12th and 13th against an earlier wild-card game winner. Whether Jim Kelly is ready or not should not be a major concern. Frank Reich ran the hurry-up offense gloriously Sunday. 15 for 21, 234 yards, a pair of touchdowns. His 11-yarder to Andre Reed gave the Bills a 14-0 lead in the third quarter. The Bills' defense stuffed Miami's run game for just 35 yards all day and sacked Dan Marino 3 times. Thurman Thomas galloped for 154 yards and a score, 24-14. It's the Bills' best season ever already at 13-2.
I think our plan was to stay with the same offense, and I'm just thankful to
play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and kind of figured out that time that I was going to be a workhorse throughout the entire game, and offensive line felt the same way, and we just kept running it down the throat.
Now, the one downer to the game yesterday, the injury to Don Beebe, the Bills receiver suffering a broken leg. He was consoled by fellow receivers Lofton and Reed, and then the Bills owner Ralph Wilson consoled him in the tunnel, and we wish Don Beebe a speedy recovery. So the final score, 24-14, Bills. Reich and Thomas with the big numbers on the day, and the Bills were their third straight AFC.
The fans, the Bills proved yesterday without doubt, without Jim Kelly, that they are the class of the American Football Conference and have their sights set on Tampa. And the road to the ball goes right through Orchard Park. Domination is as good a description as any. Let's get out there and show it to you. And how about the effort turned in by Frank Reich? And Don Beebe, what a great catch there as he got walloped and held onto it. And it's Reich engineering the first drive of the game. He was looking great until he was hit by Sosha. Clifford Hicks comes up with the pickoff right there. Hicks, another great addition to this team, as the Bills had a 7-0 lead up to the Bills rushing in, and a great recovery there by Carlton Bailey sets the stage for the Bills to go 32 yards in 6 plays, capped off by this Frank Reich gun to Andre Reed. And as far as spikes go, this is a nice one. Good form, points for accuracy, everything. Good-looking spike. It was 14-zip. But then a short kick cost the Bills as Logan made a good run back, and a few plays later, Marino throws the pass to Mark Duper, who beats the rookie James Williams on the corner. It was from behind. Offerdahl falls on his leg, and it is broken. Beebe is lost for the season. It was an emotional moment. Players went over and hugged him, and fans had their fun afterward. And in the locker room, Frank Reich was asked, "Is this the biggest game of your career?" And he was kind of ho-hum about it.
It's a big win, to tell you the truth.
Pounded the Nordique 10-3.
You gave us a try, now hit subscribe. Be sure to YouTube responsibly and hit that like button if you like what you see, because there's plenty of content to come.